Hi everyone, welcome to JOANTalks, and I'm your host, Joan Liu. My goal for this podcast is to focus on putting together the knowledge and science relating to your health, fitness, and nutrition that is easily understood and accessible by everyone. Without further delay, this is today's episode. Hi everyone. In today's episode, we will discuss a topic on calories, the issue of energy balance and energy utilization. So many people hear the word calorie, but they don't really understand how that works and what it actually represents. So calories in, calories out. It sounds pretty simple, right? As long as you equate them, or we have often been told that if in is less than out, then we will lose weight. But in fact, it's not as straightforward as it seems. So let's just explore what is a calorie first. The word calorie is simply a unit measure of energy and specifically heat. So you may ask, what has that got to do with food? In fact, we are talking about the potential chemical energy that is in the bonds of the macronutrients of the food that you eat. So by digesting, assimilating, and metabolizing the nutrients we get from food, we are in fact creating the energy. And the result of that is mostly ATP, that stands for adenosine triphosphate, which is the currency of the energy in your body. But we will not get too technical into that. Okay, so you just think about energy balance, and you may think it's just balancing the calories going in. But we should look at what actually makes up the energy that's going in versus the energy going out. In the in section of the equation, it is a little more challenging to track than you think it can be. So you read food labels. Sure, that's good. Okay. However, are you really accurately ingesting the exact number of calories when you consume that particular food based on the serving size? Not really. You'd be surprised. Food labels can have up to 20% of error in them, plus minus. So there is a pretty large variation. Second, let's talk about the metabolizable energy. Before I continue, if you do hear birds chirping in the background, it's a sunny day today, so it's very nice. All the animals are out. Okay, let's get back to the talk. Okay, I was talking about metabolizable energy. So one good example is fiber. In clinical studies, it was demonstrated that the intake of dietary fiber is inversely related to obesity, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Hence, we have often been told that eating fiber is good. Insoluble fiber cannot be metabolized into energy. So what are the examples of insoluble fiber? That would be whole wheat flour, wheat bran, nuts, beans, and vegetables such as cauliflower, green beans, and potatoes. So these foods have high amounts of insoluble fiber. And when you read the label, you may think, wow, this has high amount of carbohydrate. But in fact, your body cannot extract energy from insoluble fiber. The carbohydrate and even some protein has been bound out in the plant structure, which makes it inaccessible to digestive enzymes. So your body can't use that as energy. Okay, so the whole point is there can be quite a bit of variations in the inside of the equation for calories. So I'm not against tracking calories. It is good if you're able and have the habit of tracking your calories right now. But for those of you who are thinking, oh, well, why even bother to track when there's, the standard of error is so high and it's not even 100%? Well, that's not the point. The purpose of tracking is to at least have a gauge over time to see the trends, of what's your energy intake. And even if it's slightly off, and if you're consistently off, you will still be able to get a consistent tracking nonetheless anyway. So it can be a good habit to just keep yourself on track. Next, let's look at the energy out portion of the equation. So what is the energy out part? We are referring to our resting metabolic rate. and our total energy expenditure. Many people use the word metabolic rate and energy expenditure interchangeably, but the two are not exactly the same. Let's look at BMR, and that is your basal metabolic rate. That is your energy expenditure based on being at rest for 24 hours. Resting metabolic rate, and that is the RMR, includes light activities such as walking around your house, going to the bathroom, getting out of your bed, etc. So a person's RMR is about 50 to 70% of the total energy expenditure of the day. For sedentary people, the RMR is a big part of the total energy expenditure, and that's because there isn't very much physical activity. To calculate total energy expenditure, we use BMR. So for complete equation, the total energy expenditure will include your basal metabolic rate plus physical activity plus thermic effect of food. So what is the thermic effect of food? In short, it's a TEF. TEF is the energy that you need to process the food and convert it into energy in your body. So it's pretty much, our body is like a car. You know, if you put a petrol into your car, it doesn't mean that it will automatically run. You will still need to power the process through the batteries. So our bodies as well, we need the energy to process the food to convert it into energy that you can use. And that is the thermic effect of food. On average, the thermic effect of food is about 10% of the calories that you ingest. So that means that if you ingest 100 calories, you are effectively ingesting 90 calories because 10% of that has been used to process the food into energy. The next component we see in the total energy expenditure will be physical activity. So what goes into physical activity? That will be your purposeful exercises and your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and that is NEAT in short. Purposeful exercise will be the exercises that you do for your workouts, such as hitting the gym, going for a jog, etc., etc. NEAT will be the portion of the daily activity that results from spontaneous physical activity that is not specially the result of voluntary exercises, such as fidgeting, standing up, going to the bathroom, etc. Both components of the physical activity are very modifiable, but NEAT is more modifiable to begin with. So if you're very sedentary at this point and you would like to increase your energy output through the day, it will help by moving around more to increase your NEAT. For those of you listening and you are currently pretty active, doing purposeful exercises on a regular basis, you are likely to be also tracking your calories on your wearable devices during your workout, just to track how much calories that you have burned during the exercise. Bear in mind that the calories that you see on your wearable devices may not be such a true reflection of the actual calories that you burn during the workout. A recent study shows that the most accurate device overestimates the caloric expenditure by 27%. So in fact, it's showing more than what you actually burn. But who knows that with advancing technology, we may get much more accurate data in future. Hopefully. So there you have it. Energy balance and energy utilization. Calorie in and out is really not as straightforward as it seems, and I hope that you have learned something today. If you have any questions, you can drop me a DM on my socials, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment. I will see you in the next episode. Bye!